Hello and welcome to another bite-sized episode of the Do The Work podcast. I know your time is precious, so we keep these short and sharp so you can get the information that you need and go away and implement it into your lifestyle with your health and fitness. Just before we get into the episode, all I would say is if you like this content, if you could please share it with a friend, like it and subscribe so that we can get our message out to change more people's lives. Enjoy the episode. One of the biggest challenges that my clients have, and I'm sure you have when it comes to exercise and diet and training and all of that, is time. We're all busy, we live busy lives, we find it very difficult to find the time dedicated to do our exercise, to go to the gym, not only to go to the gym, but to travel and get back, etc. So it's really important that you're efficient with your time, with your planning, but also the time in which you're in the gym. So today I wanted to talk about what I do with my clients, how I approach it, and also give you some tips to take away to how you can make the most of your time in the gym. So for this, we're going to assume you can attend the gym 3 times per week for 45 minutes, which is actually what I do with my small group sessions. So the ladies that come in, I'll see them for 45 minutes twice per week, and then they will come to our team training sessions, which are also 45-minute sessions, which makes it very, very easy for them to come in, get it done, and then get home and get back to the kids and the family and everything else that goes with that. So what I want to do is take you through how I would set those workouts up to the level of which exercises to do, how many sets, how many reps, your rest period, etc., so that you've got something to take away that you can go away into the gym and then implement right away with your time, essentially. So one of the things that I would do if you had 3 times per week is that I would make sure, especially if you're new, that you focus on full body workouts. So to maximize your time in the gym, I would suggest that you probably focus more towards strength training. Now, depending upon your age, your starting point and where you're at, frequency is really, really important to ensure you're hitting those muscle groups as many times as possible. As you age, as you get older, it's more important to increase that frequency. Someone in the 20s, you could get away with maybe once per week. Someone in their 50s, 60s needs to be that 3 times per week. So depending upon where you're at will dictate what you do with this information, but frequency is always going to be helpful. When it comes to your full body workouts, we want to make sure that we're hitting each body part within each session. And so my recommendation with this is that you choose 6 exercises, and that will cover the 6 main movement patterns, if you will, within the exercises that you do. And so what I suggest that you do is that you aim for 3 sets of 12 reps, pretty standard, straightforward, and then within that, 45 seconds rest. Now, depending upon what you're trying to achieve, sometimes it might be useful to have more rest. However, if you're time poor, 45 seconds, make sure that you can definitely get your 6 exercises in within your 45-minute time frame. However, if you've got a little bit more time, you may well want to increase those rest periods and maybe add in some other exercises. But let's get stuck into it. So exercise 1 wants to be based on what we call a squat pattern, which is a knee dominant exercise, which might look like a squat or a leg press. And then from there, you want to look at the second exercise, which would be what we call a hinge pattern, which looks like a deadlift, an RDL, maybe a hip thrust, something to that nature. So in both of these exercises, we've covered the main portions of the legs, we've hit the quads, we've hit the hamstrings, and we've hit the glutes over those 2 movements. From there, we'd move into the upper body. So the remaining 4 movements, we'd look to move to the upper body. Okay, and the next one we're going to have a look at is what we call a horizontal push. Now, that's typically a bench press, so you could do a barbell bench press, a dumbbell bench press, you could do a cable chest press, you could even do an incline chest press if you wanted to, a machine chest press. There's a lot of variations for this. And this is going to target the main part of your chest, a little bit of triceps. From there, we want to look at the opposite movement. So we'd look at then a horizontal pull pattern. This would be some form of row movement. Any row movement will be a back and bicep here, okay? And to do that, we could do a single arm row, we could do any form of cable row, we could do a machine row, but anything where you're pulling something towards you. And as I say, that's going to hit back and biceps. From there, we then want to move on to what we call number 5, which is a vertical push pattern. So we've done the horizontal push and pull. We now want to do a vertical push and pull pattern. And that would look something like a dumbbell shoulder press. You could do an overhead press or a military press or a seated barbell press, basically something where you're pushing something up above your head. That could be with dumbbells, kettlebells, however you want to do it. That's going to target front of your shoulders, triceps predominantly. From there, we're going to do the opposite of that, so we're going to look to do a vertical pull pattern. And that's going to look like a pull-up, a chin-up, or maybe some variation of a lat pull-down. That could be a neutral grip, a wide grip, a reverse grip, and also your pull-ups and chin-ups. If you can't quite do them unassisted yet, you could use the assisted pull-up machine to do that. That's also going to target back and biceps. They're the main 6 key movement patterns that you want to do to ensure that you're hitting everything. Now, of course, we haven't directly hit arms with this. However, they're getting hit when we are doing our horizontal push and pulls and our vertical push and pulls as well. So to re-summarize that, we want to start with a squat movement. We want to then move on to a hinge movement. We want to then look at a vertical push and pull and a horizontal push and pull pattern. And within that, what I'd recommend that you do is that you record all of those sessions. So if you're just going into the gym each and every week and just kind of winging it, not being able to remember what weight you're doing, how many reps you did, how long you rested for, it's unlikely that you're going to be making progress. So whether you do that by putting that into your phone, by writing it down old school on pen and paper, getting a notebook, make sure that you turn up every week and you know what you did the week before. I would then encourage you to do that for a period of 6 to 10 weeks so that you can continually make progress with that. You would probably, if you're a beginner, make progress for a little bit longer than that, but you might find you get a little bit bored within that time. So that's the point at which you might change your workouts around a little bit. But most people change them way too fast. So stick with it for a period of 6 to 10 weeks. As I say, that is perfectly designed for you to get a good solid workout in 45 minutes per week. I mentioned going to the gym 3 times. So what I would do within that is I would vary up them exercises. So to give you an example, on workout 1, you may well do a bench press, a barbell bench press for the horizontal push. But then on the second day, you might well do an incline dumbbell chest press, just to vary up the movement a little bit and also stop you from getting bored. So over those 3 days, you want to be varying the exercises, but keeping the movement patterns consistent so that in each workout, you're hitting all the major muscle groups. So that's what I recommend that you do if you want to keep your workouts short, sweet, and if you have 3 times per week, you can get in, get out, get it done, and get back to the family and know that you're hitting all the relevant muscle groups to have an effective workout to get you some results. Thanks for tuning in for today's episode. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, you've got the power to share this message as well. So if you have a friend who might find this content useful, please share it with them. And we'll see you on the next episode.